morning, everyone. All right, good morning. Welcome to our Sunday morning donation class. We're going to do a meditative flow today. So it's going to be a really gentle hatha flow style, and we're going to incorporate some visualization, internal work as well. So you can start to think already about an intention or some kind of personal internal work you'd like to be doing throughout our practice. And I want to let you know I'm not going to play music just because sometimes we have issues with copyright, and also it kind of is distracting for me. And we might be incorporating some mantra type stuff throughout. It's going to be totally up to you. So if you'd like to put some music on another device next to you, you're welcome to, because you're all muted. So you're welcome to do that. Okay, we shouldn't need very many props, but you're welcome to maybe grab like a blanket or a pillow for your final rest if you like, or we are going to be sitting and doing maybe some breathing. So you have the option to sit or lay down. For that, you might want a cushion or something to sit on. So this is the most comfortable seated position for me. So find a comfortable seated position for you and take a moment to arrive in your yogic space. So we're all in our own places here, and maybe you use this room that you're in for other things in your life. But for right now, I want you to create your own little personal yoga studio right here in your space. Just kind of mentally and energetically coming into your place of practice. You can rest your hands wherever is comfortable. If you like to practice mudra practice, you might bring a mudra into your hands that is serving you today. Find a good seated posture, rooting down where you're supported by the floor and lengthening up through the crown of your head. Soften your shoulders. Soften your jaw and your face. Begin to notice your natural breath. Just feeling that flow in and out. Noticing any restrictions or hesitations. And begin to invite breath to expand a little bit so that you're breathing into those places of tension or resistance, going right up to that edge. Inhaling to bring in a little bit more expansion and openness. And with your exhales, just feeling the air slowly coming out, maintaining good posture. So you're working towards slow, full, even breaths at an appropriate length for you right now. Now I invite you to set an intention or a focus for your practice this morning. Something that I have been working with this week in this time of uncertainty is practice of trust. Trusting my breath, trusting my intuition. Trusting that I can live and thrive even during stressful times. So feel free to bring in something that you are working towards or something that is meaningful to you right now. Or you're welcome to borrow my intention of working on trust. and specifically trusting those things that are always present, even in times of uncertainty. Now I like to focus the mind to the end of practice by chanting the sound of Om. So you can leave your hands where they are, maybe rest your hands over your heart space, or bring your palms together in front of your heart. And I'm going to chant the sound of Om one time. You're welcome to join with me, or feel free to just listen. Keeping that intention in mind and intentionally beginning our practice. Start with a full breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And inhale to chant. Soften the hands back down onto the lap. And we'll begin some movement with the breath. So as you inhale, let your arms begin to float up. And as you exhale, let them come back down onto your lap or down by your sides. And continue moving like this, just lifting up to a comfortable height. And then lowering back down. Moving intentionally with your breath, inhaling, lifting. And exhaling, softening back down. And so especially if you're working with any shoulder tension or neck tension today, I encourage you to not push through hesitations or limits, but instead go just up to those points. Maybe trying different angles with the arms or different angles with the hands. And hopefully as you move and trust your body's boundaries, some tension will begin to ease. And that boundary might even move a little bit. So I'm working with some shoulder and neck tension today, and so lifting my arms just up about to this height is really what is comfortable. After that point, I begin to feel a little tension, a little hesitation. Let's take a couple more breaths. And as I move, that boundary is moving just a little bit, allowing me to move with more comfort and more ease as the shoulders warm up. Good. So let the arms come back down to rest. Let the shoulders soften, lift up again through the crown of the head. And we'll start to add in some neck movement here, again going with the breath. So as you inhale, I want you to lengthen the back of your neck, kind of drawing your chin back and up towards your throat. And as you exhale, lower the chin down towards the collarbones, any amount. Again, trusting those boundaries your body is setting for you. Take a couple full breaths here. Keeping the shoulders softening down, gently drawing the chin up towards the throat. And then with an exhale, slowly roll your head towards one side. Finding a good place to pause as you inhale. And then as you exhale, gently rolling over the other way. Again, finding a place to pause as you inhale. And continue like this, slowly moving with your exhale and pausing with your inhale. Each inhale is an opportunity to open and soften a little bit. And with the exhale, you're exploring, noticing what the movement feels like all the way through the neck, shoulders, maybe even into the chest. As you move, notice where you can release effort. Often we have muscle tension that wants to really hold on, especially in the neck. But if we move gently and intentionally with the breath, we can encourage those long-held tensions to release a little bit. Do a couple more full breaths like this. With your next exhale, bringing your chin back down towards the middle of your chest. And then lifting the head back up to neutral as you're ready. Again, sit here in stillness for a moment, breathe, notice. And then from here, we'll transition to hands and knees. So take your time moving slowly. That's going to be a theme of our day today. And find a good tabletop position. So wrists about underneath shoulders, knees about under hips. But we're going to start with some free form movement. So you might have your hands or knees just a little bit wider than usual. We'll start by grounding down through the fingertips, gently lifting up on the palms, ground down to the knees and the tops of the feet. And then we're going to move a little bit through the shoulders. So as you inhale, let your elbows stay straight, but let your chest sink. So your shoulders will kind of shrug on your back. And then roll the shoulders back and down like you're pressing the floor away from you as you exhale. So inhale, letting the chest come down, shoulders kind of squeezing together. And as you exhale, rolling and pressing the floor away. So you're just doing some really slow shoulder rolls, but you're bringing a little bit of activation in there, mostly through the arms. So that again, the shoulders can kind of move freely, maybe working out any tensions that you're holding right now. And then you can start to make this a little more free form once you got the hang of it. So maybe you start to wriggle around a little bit, or just kind of get more into one shoulder and then the other. A couple more breaths like this. And then come to a more neutral position in the arms and shoulders, kind of finding a balance between those two extremes you're working with. So you're carefully pressing into the mat and kind of activating across the chest and shoulders. Now take a nice inhale here. Keep this activation. Begin to lift the heart, lift the chin. And then exhale, round the back, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin, sending your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, gently drag back on your hands as you lengthen your heart forward, gently lifting your chin. And then exhale, draw the navel in, round the back as you press through your hands and shift back in and out. And continue moving like this, really active through the arms, active through the core as you exhale. But letting the rest of the body just kind of come along for the ride. So you're finding almost a wave-like motion through the spine. And you can kind of customize this depending on where you decide to lift, where you decide to round, how you activate. So go at your own breath pace and kind of explore here, moving forward and back. And if your body is feeling pretty warm and you're used to a stronger flow, you might choose to bring your hands a little further forward and take this a little deeper. So as you inhale, coming into a bigger back bend, sinking the hips, and then exhaling again all the way back as far as is comfortable. Continue to support with the arms and the shoulders and the core. So you're not sinking into any part of the body. but maintaining good stability. And then also here, you might start to shift your hips from side to side as you exhale. So inhaling, coming forward as much as you like, and then exhaling, hips over towards one side as you sink back. So explore like this for maybe 6 or even 8 more breaths. Moving through the spine, moving through the hips. And then when you're ready in your own time, come all the way into a child's pose. So moving the hips back towards the heels. Knees can stay pretty close together if you like that, or knees can come pretty wide. Hands can reach forward or they can come underneath the head, or even reach back by your feet. So once you've come into your favorite version of child's pose, pause here for a few breaths. You might enjoy the sensation of the belly expanding into the thighs with your breath. You might enjoy exploring sinking down through the hips and sinking down through the head. Continue with slow, full breath. And perhaps reconnect to that intention that you brought into your practice. Take 2 more full breaths here. And when you're ready, come back up to your tabletop position. And now we will set up for a more traditional tabletop, so wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, finding good stability, lengthening through the spine. And then I would like you to please turn your hands in so your fingers are facing each other. And I have pretty strong mobility in the wrist, so my hands can come all the way in. Yours might just kind of turn in a little bit. And we're going to do a little bit of spinal movement here to kind of get into the wrists a little more. So as you inhale, arch, reaching the heart forward, lifting the tailbone up. And as you exhale, round, drawing the navel up, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. So we're doing like a cat and cow movement here, inhaling, arching, exhaling, rounding. And just exploring what that feels like with the hands in this different position. And so when you're ready, try pointing the fingers out and continue in the same way, moving through the spine, maybe kind of accentuating movement through the upper back, or just whatever it is that you need in this moment. And then one more, try the fingers pointing back towards the knees. And with this one, this is a pretty extreme range for the wrist. So keep your elbows a little bit bent, and the movement in your spine might be a little bit smaller. With your next inhale, return to neutral, bringing your hands back to that original position. And you might give your wrists a little roll or a gentle stretch. And we're going to do some dynamic twisting here. And you can go just as deep as you like into this. We're going to start small. So keeping the left hand planted with your inhale, reach your right arm up and open and even out. And for this first one, exhale and bring your right hand towards the outside of the back of your left ribs. And then inhale, open up. And exhale back to neutral. Other side, inhale, reach up and open. Exhale, reach around, bringing your hand maybe like to your right shoulder blade. And then inhale, reach up. And exhale back to neutral. So you can continue just like this. Inhaling to open, exhaling to twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, neutral. Or you can, when you're ready, begin to take it a little bit deeper. So with your exhale, you might reach the hand more towards the floor, which will require a little bit more strength in that grounded hand when you come back up. So just flow with your breath, trying to keep your hips relatively neutral and working into the shoulders, the chest, and the spine here. Let's do this one as the last one. So finish the repetition that you're on. And then come back to neutral. Take any kind of little movements that you might need. And then prepare to come into downward facing dog. So walk your hands a little further forward, tuck your toes under, and then shift your hips back towards your heels. Round the shoulders down. So draw the shoulders away from the ears, engage the shoulder blades on the back. Ground through your hands and lengthen back through your tailbone. And as you keep all this lengthening back, begin to lift your hips, straighten your legs any amount. You might take this opportunity to pedal out the knees or move through the hips, anything that helps you to ease in and warm up into this posture. You might adjust the placement of the feet or the hands. And then as you're ready, come into the relative stillness here. The knees can stay quite bent, the feet can be quite wide. Keeping strength and activation in the shoulders, elbows unlocked. A few full breaths here, really lengthening through the tailbone. But staying nice and active through the abdomen, so you're really lengthening the spine, not letting the ribs hyperextend. And then stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, walking your hands to a forward fold, maybe walking your hands back. And keeping your knees as bent as you need to here, to rest at least your fingertips on the floor or on your feet. And so the feet can come hip distance or wider. And let your head reach down towards the floor. Let gravity gently draw it down. Keep the legs active, so you're grounding down through the heels, lengthening up through the tailbone. And then think about lengthening and releasing your spine all the way down to the crown of the head. One more time. Now bending the knees, tucking the tailbone under. Use your hands on your legs as needed. Slowly start to roll up. So the tailbone sinks, the navel draws in, and slowly you're coming up to stand. Letting the head be the last thing to come up. Maybe doing a nice shoulder roll here at the top. And then find your mountain pose, standing tall here with good posture. Adjust anything as needed. And take a few breaths to stand tall, to notice and to breathe. Now we're going to do a dynamic movement that kind of combines the forward fold with chair pose. So start nice and tall and strong here. And then as you inhale, reach up through the arms, again, lifting just as high as is comfortable. Exhale, bend the knees deeply like chair, but round the body. Hands come to the low back, and then head relaxes at the bottom. Inhale, ground through the feet, come up all the way to stand, then lift the arms. Exhale, bend the knees. Use that to help you fold. Let the hands follow along, let the head follow along. And continue like this, inhaling to stand. Exhaling to bend and fold. Really using the activation of the legs to carry the whole movement all the way up and all the way down. Let's do 2 more like this. With your next inhale, coming up all the way to stand. And then exhaling the arms down. Again, pause and breathe. Notice. Now we're going to do a little bit of work in Warrior One, kind of following that same pattern we were just doing. We're going to be in this posture for a little while, and it's slightly different than like a big Warrior One. So keep your feet about hip distance apart. Step your left foot back, right foot forward. Ground through your back heel. You'll just want to be a little bit wider on your mat than usual, and maybe a little bit shorter than usual. So in like a flow practice, this would be my Warrior One, and I'm going to be about here for this one. Okay. And then we'll straighten the front leg. Now I want you to inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, lunge and draw the elbows down and back. Inhale, reach, straighten. Exhale, elbows down and back. And just one more like this, inhale. And exhale. Good. Now inhale here. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the low back. Inhale, lift up, arms can come wherever you like. Exhale, folding in, keeping that knee bent. A couple more like this, inhaling as you come up. Exhaling as you come down, and again, really counting on the strength of the legs to carry the whole movement and help you keep your balance here. One more. And then inhale, rise back up. Exhale, relax your arms. And then we're going to add a twist here. So you can either rest your left hand on your thigh, or for a little bit deeper and stronger, you can hover the left palm on the outside of the knee here. And then find some good length through your side body. So the right hip is going to want to kind of creep up here, really ground it down, lengthen through the waist, and bring your right hand down to meet. Now, to keep your balance, you might look down at the floor. For a little more challenge, you can follow your right fingertips with your eyes. So as you inhale, reach up and back. And exhale back to that starting position. A few more like this, inhaling. And exhaling. With this next inhale, reach back and stay. Really grounding down through both feet, opening across the chest, reaching through your top fingertips. One more inhale. And exhale, return. Slowly come all the way to stand. Pause, breathe, and notice. Notice where there has been effort in your body. Notice where you might feel a little more open. Notice where you might feel a little unbalanced. And then we'll do all of that on the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back. Find your nice warrior one position. Back heel grounded. And then straighten that front leg. Gently square the hips and the heart forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, bend the front knee. And continue like this, 2 more breaths. Good, stay here, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, hands to low back. Head falls down. Inhale, ground through the feet to rise up, lifting the arms any amount. And exhaling to fold, letting the chin tuck at the bottom. Again, really grounding through the feet all the way through to help you with your balance. And then also exploring where you can smooth things out. Where tensions in your body might be making things more challenging for you. And where you can let go while maintaining stability. One more like this, please. And then inhale to rise up. Exhale, relax the arms, and then get set up for the twisting. So again, check in with this left hip. You might need to draw it down. It helps me to think about expanding through the left side of my waist. Right hand rests or hovers. Left hand comes down to meet it. Stay really strong through both feet. As you inhale, reach back. Exhale back to neutral. A few more like that. At your own breath pace. And again, kind of noticing where those tensions are. And recognizing in your body the difference between stability and activation and tension. We want to keep the strength, but let go of the holding. But with your next inhale, reach back and stay. And breathe. Softening where you can. Maintaining stability. One more inhale. And exhale. And then carefully return to your very strong standing position. Grounding through the feet, lengthening through the crown of the head. Enjoying that stillness and feeling the flow of the breath. Or if you're a wiggler, feel free to wiggle out to help you feel change in the body. We'll do one more kind of strong pose flow here. We're going to come into a goddess pose, which is like a high squat. If this does not do well for your hips, you can do all of this with toes pointing forward, knees bending forward, or turn toes out to the side. And just make sure whatever position you choose, that when you bend your knees, they're going the same angle as your toes, so not bowing in at all. And we'll start by flowing in and out of this posture. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Now this can be soft, or you can do a really strong version where you're pointing your thumbs in with fists, if that is more your style this morning. So we'll do a few more. Bring whatever energy into the movement that you need. And now this time, come down and stay. Feel stability through the core, stability through the legs. Sink the hips as much as you can. And we might be bringing in a little bit of heat, a little bit of shaking. We're going to breathe and power through. So here, as you maintain good foundation in your legs, we'll inhale, reach one arm up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, reach through the middle. Exhale, over the other way. So for support, your bottom hand can stay on the leg. Or you might completely windmill the arms, so keeping the bottom arm hovering as you exhale. And continue like this, inhaling and exhaling. Keeping the breath smooth, keeping the movement steady. Still sinking through the hips. One more to each side. Inhale to center. Exhale, squat down one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, relax the arms. Heel toe the feet together. And again, stand or wiggle as your body needs. And then come back to face the top of your mat. And we'll do a couple forward fold flows here. So feel free to go and do whatever fold you like if you have your own rhythm, or I'll guide you through my favorite. So inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the knees slightly forward, fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up, nice long back. Exhale, relax the arms down. Once more, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and pause. Stay here, breathe. Maybe bend the knees more. Maybe rest the hands on the back of the legs, or hold on to opposite elbows. And then when you're ready, plant the hands, walk back to your downward facing dog, hips high. Stay here or come into child's pose. And we'll all come into child's pose in a little bit, so it's your choice to either come here right away and stay longer, or linger in your downward facing dog before coming down. From here, please make your way up to sit. And we'll come into a twist, bringing the legs out to the side in this way. So my feet are both going over towards the right heel back towards my right hip, and the left foot kind of bending in towards the thigh here. And then kind of adjust to your seat so that both hips are mostly grounded. The right one will want to pop up here. So again, kind of root down, lengthening through the waist. And then we'll turn towards the left. So you'll bring your left hand back behind you, right hand in front of you, or all the way across to your leg here. Take a nice inhale, sit tall. And as you exhale, draw the navel in, use that strength to help you turn. And then turn and look your head over your back shoulder here. Take a few breaths. Think about inhaling to expand across the chest and lengthen the spine. And exhale to soften or deepen into the twist. And now keep your body here, but turn your head to face the other way. So your chest is turning towards the left and your head is turning towards the right. And take a couple more full breaths here. With your inhale, untwist. And we're going to add a little back bend here. So for a gentle version, you can bring both hands behind you and just arch and lift through the heart. And for a bit deeper version, you can ground down to the left hand. And as you inhale, sweep the right arm up, lift the hips, and come back the knee out. Stay here as you breathe. The right hand can even come down if that feels better for the chest. And when you're ready, tuck the chin, lower the hips, lower the hand. And then take your time changing legs over to the other side. So you might pause in the middle for a little wiggle. And then bring left heel back by your left hip, right foot in towards the thigh. And again, kind of shift and adjust the hips so that both are mostly grounded. And especially focus again on drawing that left hip down. And then do a gentle turn just to get set up. Right hand behind you, left hand resting in front of you or on your leg. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, draw the navel in to activate the core to twist. Looking back over the back shoulder. And then keep your body where it is. Turn the head to face the other way. And on your inhale, untwist. And either rest the hands behind you for a gentle back bend, or plant the right hand, lift the hips, bring the left arm up or down for a deeper back bend here. And as you're ready, slowly come down. Bring both legs out in front of you again. And again, find kind of a gentle swish movement here. And then return to the hands and knees for a moment. We're going to move into our kind of breathing and meditation time. And we're going to do a activation of the core muscles of the diaphragm, of all the breathing muscles here to kind of prepare us for that. So find again a good tabletop position. And we're going to be doing kind of like a cat and cow movement. We're doing it mostly with the breath, activation of the core and activation of the pelvic floor. So on your inhale, I want you to think about just returning to neutral and softening the belly. And as you exhale, you draw the navel up towards the spine, which will round and tuck the pelvis a little bit, and you'll activate your pelvic floor at the end of the exhale. Inhale, release, and soften. Exhale, round, activate, draw in, really hollow out the belly, hug up on the pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, soften and release. So if this already requires a lot of focus and concentration, if this is new to you, or if you are menstruating or pregnant or have any other reason why you shouldn't go any deeper into the digestive system, then you'll just continue with this. Active exhales, softening inhales. If you do want to go a little bit deeper, you'll hold the breath out and activate really strongly. So as you exhale, you draw the navel in, drop on the pelvic floor, and then hold the breath out here, kind of lifting the rib cage, hollowing out the belly as long as it's comfortable. And then inhale, soften and release. And we'll do just a couple more breaths like this. So either continue dynamically or add in those holds. And then when you're finished, just naturally breathe. Move the body in any way that might feel good. And then find a comfortable position for breathing. So that might be a seated position, or it might be laying on your back. It's totally up to you. So just take a moment to find a good position for you. And we'll do this kind of breathing meditation before going into our Shavasana. So come into your comfortable position, finding a good long spine, neutral shoulders, and resting your hands wherever is useful or comfortable for you. And we'll bring the breath into the rib cage here on the inhales. Softening the belly, expanding into the ribs, all the way up into the chest and collarbones. And then exhale, emptying the belly first, keeping the chest expanded until the very end of the exhale. Now you can work here to your comfort level. So it might be that it's good for you right now just to focus on these full breaths. Maybe you'd like the little challenge of lengthening the breath more. So that might not mean more air. It might just be that it takes you longer to find this expansion and contraction that we're working with now. Whenever straining, whenever forcing, it's more like you're inviting the breath to slowly come in and then letting it softly go on the way out. And as you continue to breathe like this, at whatever pace is good for you right now, I want you to imagine in the heart space or in the chest or in the belly, wherever it resonates to you, I want you to imagine a light beginning to glow. And with each inhale, this glow expands out from the middle of your body. And with each exhale, that glow lingers. Inhale, the glow spreads and grows a little bit more. And as you exhale, it just settles in you. Continue to breathe in this way. With each inhale, the light glowing a little stronger, expanding a little more. And with each exhale, it settles and lingers and glows. Continue breathing like this until the glow fills your whole body. And perhaps that's where it stays. Filling your body, nourishing your body, surrounding and filling you with a nice glow. Or perhaps it begins to expand even further, to fill your room, to fill the building you're in. Perhaps even expanding out further. With each breath, the glow is brighter and stronger. And then with your next breath, bring your attention completely back to the sensation of your own breath in your body. Feel your body supported by the floor and by the earth. Feel the ever-present sensation of the breath. Noticing perhaps if it has shifted or changed since your first awareness of it this morning. And now moving as slowly as you possibly can, using as little effort as possible, transition to a more restful position. Adjusting your body in any way to help it feel more neutral, more passive. Take any little movements you might need to adjust, to neutralize, to soften. And then allow the arms to rest. Allow the heels to rest. Allow the hips and pelvis to settle. Allow the shoulder blades to settle. Allow the back of the head to rest. And feel that gentle pull of gravity drawing you down, supporting you completely. As you come into this state of rest and stillness, bring to mind once again your intention or focus for your practice. You notice how your relationship to this thing has shifted. Our practice is a gradual one in which we notice the little shifts and changes in each moment and each day. Allow yourself to rest here. Your breath calm. Finding that soft, still state of mind where you can just be here for a little while. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel free to linger here as long as you like, as long as you are able. And when you are ready to transition out of your practice, make sure you do so slowly and mindfully, carrying your intention from practice with you, or setting a new intention to take something good from this practice with you through the rest of your day or into the coming days. I'm so grateful for all of you joining in practice in this way. The very highest and best in me honors the highest and best in you. Namaste.